guys up here. One thing that I don't see on here that we normally see on a radiant heat system is one, you have shut-off valves here, which are most likely your supply going to each zone, and you can see they're labeled nicely. Typically we have shut-offs on the returns as well, so we're bringing heat up to the floor, coming back down to be reheated. Okay. Now you have a couple storage tanks here. One's an electric water heater. 2010 is its manufacture date, and then it looks like we have a additional storage tank, this is probably the solar tank that heats up with the solar power, just so that we're not using so much electricity. So while you're not using it, this is getting heated by the sunlight, and then on high demand times, like in the mornings, the electric's going to kick in to supplement that.
Okay.
So that's kind of fun too. Now we're not allowed to mix potable water with heating water. Because the heating water will become stagnant during the winter time or during the summertime when you're not using it, and then you turn it on and it mixes back in with your tanks. So as a result, we can't mix those two. So what we have here is what we call a little a heat exchanger, basically, where hot water is coming through this device and heating this up, and then the fluids inside of the radiant heat system are coming and picking the heat up off the hot water without them actually passing the liquids together.
Okay.
And so that way, this is all contained in its own little system, the radiant heat, and the hot water is just being circulated back through the water heating system here. Okay. So you're also getting a little bit of solar use for your radiant heat system, as well as the electric and solar tanks here. Expansion tanks, which you can see we have 3 of them. They're designed on any closed plumbing system, an individual plumbing system that's sealed off, and they have an air bladder inside of them. And each one of these has a little bicycle pump underneath here. That holds, you just put up a bicycle pump to pump it up with air, and that's all it is an air bladder filling up half of it. So you can see that little job right there, right? It's just a regular bicycle pump. And what these, air can be compressed much easier than liquid. So as water heats and cools, it expands and contracts. Well, rather than expand and cause damage to our plumbing fittings, it expands against that rubber bladder, and then it can compress and no damage happens. Okay. So it's kind of a neat little deal. Now, expansion tanks are required per plumbing code to be strapped in place. None of these are strapped, as you can see. They're all just kind of hanging loose and sitting free. They're all supposed to be secured to something. So they're a little bit off on that fact there. Your heating system, usually these heating systems are zoned, meaning that you can turn them on in different rooms at different times. And these red jobs here, these are circulation pumps. That's what's moving the liquids through the system. So when you turn on it, you'll hear this will start buzzing or humming when you have the heat on, and that's what's pushing water through there. Occasionally these go bad and they start to tick and make a ticking noise, and well, then it's time to call a plumber and get a new circulation pump installed. Okay. Let's see. Other than that, we have you have your sewer line over here. You know that water heater is pretty standard. Also, we're heating our water way hotter than we should allow for little kids or anybody to take a shower with. Our standard temperature inside the houses of the potable water system should be around 115, 120. We're trying to heat our water for our heating system up to 140. Okay. So by doing that, we have to make this really, really hot. And in return, we have to add a small amount of cold water to the potable system to bring that temperature back down from 140 to 120 or 115. Okay. And that's done with this little dial here. So if you ever want to turn up the water temperature at your sinks and showers, you'll adjust this. And you can see here, blue, obviously you're going to go add more cold water, or red, you're going to make it a little warmer. Okay. So if you ever need to adjust the temperature of the water, do it so what's called that mixing valve there. Okay. So because again, we're heating this way hotter for the heating system. Okay. For the radiant heat. And then you can just take your own temperature at the sinks, turn on the hot, let it run for a minute, and take your turkey thermometer, come adjust it, check it the next day, adjust it, check it the next day. Okay. So do you have any small kids? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you might want to just check that, because if they're in
it's hotter than usual right now.
Yeah, so just turn that down a little bit there. Okay. And do it in little increments. Solar controller. I don't know how to operate this thing, but there are operating instructions here. I assume what this is doing is it's basically reading how much solar is coming in, helping to override the electrical power here to tell you, hey.
And I think it's supposed to, if we help prevent what happened before, as far as we can set it so we're on vacation, and then it can monitor and make sure it's not building up.
Okay, I see. Okay, you mommy hold it. So read through this one day when you're bored. get the explanation of the exact operation of all that stuff. Alright, so are you closed now and moved in and all that stuff, or are you still
We closed later today.
Today.
Later
Oh,
today.
for crying out loud. Okay.
But if there's things like strapping in the if you can give them,
Expansion
yeah, expansion
And
tanks.
then, they're supposed to have cover plates on all our electrical boxes up here.
Okay.
So they're missing those.
And they need to strap the water heater too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
both tanks should be strapped.
One is, one
And this
isn't.
one?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this
so
has to be
it's supposed have
straight.
two seat belts on them, yeah.
Those all need to be strapped, that needs to be strapped, and then cover plates need to be added. So we got those items, okay. Now, does it really matter not having a shut-off valve for the
Well, you
return?
technically can shut it off the supply too.
So that's okay?
I've always seen them with shut-offs on the returns as well. You can see they have one shut off on the return here for some reason.
Because that was added later.
Oh, I see, okay, that was for the basement here.
Yeah,
But yeah, usually we have shut-offs on both supply and return. Why? I mean, you can shut off the supply, therefore there's nothing going through.
through.
Right.
I don't see why it would be too big a deal. I guess,
Yeah, why would you need to shut the, if it's backed up?
I don't know if you're gonna take these ones off of this pipe system here, and you can shut it off
Oh,
there and.
got it.
I guess,
Yeah,
okay. I'm not too worried about it.
yeah,
And then they've also have 3 different zones too, so if you ever had to add anything, you see those 3 extra pipes on each side
Yeah.
for supply lines going in, so. Okay.
and then we want to go outside and check and make sure supposedly
Yeah,
that,
well, that's the, let me look at, what was I gonna do first? I was gonna go get a, knife to cut open your little.
yeah, cut open that thing.
Okay, don't put that on